Hello and welcome to another episode of Today in History. June 17th has seen some of the most pivotal, dramatic, and inspiring moments in our shared past. So buckle up as we travel through time to explore the events that shaped our world.
The Watergate scandal begins 1972.
It started like a small-time break-in, but on June 17th, 1972, 5 men were caught sneaking into the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C. What followed changed American politics forever. That night sparked a chain of investigations that eventually led to President Richard Nixon's resignation. Watergate was not just a scandal, it was a turning point. It reminded the world that even the highest office is not above scrutiny, that democracy demands accountability.
The Statue of Liberty arrives in America, 1885.
On this day in 1885, a French ship docked in New York Harbor carrying 214 crates of hope. Inside, the disassembled pieces of what would become the Statue of Liberty. What started as a gift from France became a symbol recognized worldwide, a beacon for immigrants, a monument to freedom, and a promise of new beginnings. For millions, Lady Liberty was the first thing they saw upon arriving in America, and it meant they had made it.
The Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act is signed 1930.
On June 17, 1930, President Herbert Hoover signed into law one of the most infamous economic decisions in U.S. history, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. The goal was to protect American industries. The result? A deepened Great Depression and global trade collapse. This moment stands as a warning. When nations build walls around their economies, the consequences ripple far beyond their borders.
Supreme Court bans Bible reading in public schools, 1963.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on June 17, 1963, that mandatory Bible readings in public schools were unconstitutional. The decision sparked outrage in some quarters and praise in others, becoming a landmark in the ongoing debate between religion and state. It wasn't just about the Bible. It was about the role of belief in public life and the balance between personal faith and public law.
Extinction of the dusky seaside sparrow, 1985.
On June 17, 1985, the dusky seaside sparrow, a small bird once found in Florida's marshes, was officially declared extinct. It's a quiet tragedy, but it speaks volumes. This bird's disappearance serves as a symbol of how fragile ecosystems are and how easily they can vanish when we're not paying attention.
Amelia Earhart flies into history, 1928.
On this date in 1928, Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean as a passenger. Though she wasn't piloting on that first flight, it marked the beginning of her legendary aviation career and her mission to break barriers for women everywhere. She showed the world that the sky was not the limit, it was just the beginning.
Soviet occupation of the Baltic states, 1940.
Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. On June 17, 1940, all 3 nations were invaded by the Soviet Union, beginning decades of occupation, oppression, and resistance. In those countries today, June 17 is a day of mourning and remembrance, because freedom once taken is never forgotten.
Iceland becomes a republic, 1944.
On this day in 1944, Iceland declared itself a republic and severed its ties to the Danish crown. The date was symbolic. It was the birthday of Jón Sigurdsson, the father of Icelandic independence. A small island, a powerful message. Independence isn't about size, but determination.
The first human kidney transplant, 1950.
On June 17, 1950, Dr. Richard Lawler performed the first successful human kidney transplant in Chicago. It was a medical miracle and a turning point in modern medicine. That single operation laid the groundwork for countless lives to be saved in the decades that followed. A leap of science and hope.
Birth of the French National Assembly, 1789.
The spark of revolution. On June 17, 1789, the Third Estate of France declared itself the National Assembly, marking the true beginning of the French Revolution. This bold act redefined politics, sovereignty, and human rights. The values of liberty, equality, and fraternity we cherish today, they were born that day.
The Battle of Bunker Hill, 1775.
Though technically a British victory, the Battle of Bunker Hill on June 17, 1775 showed one thing clearly. American revolutionaries were ready to fight and die for freedom. It was the blood price of independence, and it proved that liberty would not come easily, but it would come.
Battle of the Rosebud, 1876.
On June 17, 1876, Native American forces led by Crazy Horse clashed with the U.S. Army in the Battle of the Rosebud. They succeeded in pushing the Army back, just days before the famous Battle of Little Bighorn. This battle wasn't just about land, it was about identity, culture, and a people's right to exist.
China's first hydrogen bomb, 1967.
China entered the nuclear club on June 17, 1967, with the successful detonation of its first hydrogen bomb. It marked a shift in global power and escalated the Cold War arms race. A new world order was taking shape, one with even higher stakes and deadlier consequences.
Boxer Rebellion, Battle of Tientsin, 1900.
On June 17, 1900, Allied foreign forces clashed with Chinese Boxer rebels at Tientsin. The Boxer Rebellion was a desperate attempt by Chinese nationalists to expel foreign powers from their homeland. It was bloody, it was chaotic, and it left behind a powerful message. Cultural pride, when suppressed, can erupt with force.
Juneteenth becomes a national holiday, 2021.
Juneteenth, which symbolizes the end of slavery in America, has been declared a national holiday on June 17, 2021. It is not just a celebration, it is a symbol of memory and justice. Even after 150 years of slavery, this decision shows how slow but valuable progress can sometimes be. So what do all these moments have in common? They remind us that history isn't a set of distant, dusty facts. It's alive. It's around us, within us, and shaping the future, even now. Which event surprised you the most? Which one do you think still echoes today? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. See you in the next episode of Today in History.